Designing and furnishing a preschool classroom is an exciting and important investment. But how much does it really cost to bring that vision to life? In this video, we will break down the key expenses involved in setting up a high-quality preschool classroom for 20 students. We'll cover everything from furniture to learning materials and storybooks so that you can plan with confidence and make the most of your budget. Tables in your preschool classroom are versatile foundational pieces that support a wide range of learning experiences and classroom routines, such as small group instruction, arts and crafts, meal times, and individual play and exploration. For a preschool classroom with approximately 20 children, you will need at least 3 to 5 tables depending on your floor plan and learning center needs. Outfitting a preschool classroom with 3 to 5 tables generally costs between $1,400 to $1,600, depending on table size, material, and design features. Seating is essential for a classroom, and you want to make sure all of the children's needs are met by the seats you choose. For a classroom of 20 children, you will need at least 20 chairs to seat each child during meals and accommodate activities and lessons. To find the proper size chair for the students you serve, you can find a helpful seating chart at kaplanco.com. The link is in this video description. You may also want to consider incorporating comfortable seating in your dramatic play or circle time spaces to give children a cozy space to find respite. Budget around $2,100 to $2,700 to cover the cost of all seating options in your preschool classroom. Make sure the children in your class are well rested and ready to learn with comfortable cots or mats. In a classroom with 20 children, you will need at least 20 cots or mats. You can estimate that it will cost between $1,200 and $1,500 depending on what kind of cots or mats you choose. Carpets don't just make the classroom feel like home. They are actually imperative for designating seating, sound absorption, safety, and sensory feedback during activities and circle time. You will want at least one large carpet for your classroom, although larger classrooms could accommodate 2 carpets and a runner for the walkway. Depending on variables like room size and what kind of materials your carpets are made of, a reasonable estimate for carpets for your classroom is $350 to $800. Storage lockers are a way to instill personal responsibility in children by giving them a designated space for their individual belongings. You want to make sure every child has their dedicated space, so choose furniture that provides at least 20 cubbies for a class of 20 children. Depending on their configuration and the materials they're made of, you can estimate classroom locker storage will cost between $2,200 and $4,400. Storage units are absolutely vital for making sure you have a classroom that is pleasantly neat and organized. Storage needs will vary based on how many different learning centers you have room for. Remember to include a cabinet or storage unit with a lock for the teacher's use. For a classroom of 20 children, you will want at least 6 shelves for storing things like books, center materials, and classroom supplies, which will cost between $2,800 and $4,600. Storage containers like baskets, organizers, and bins are a perfect solution for keeping materials such as manipulatives, building blocks, loose parts, and art supplies neat and tidy. A fully stocked classroom will have about 10 different sets of storage containers, which can, depending on the materials and aesthetics you want, cost anywhere between $960 and $1,900. As you stock your classroom for the various learning centers that are crucial to early childhood education, you will want to make sure you have appropriate materials for each center's unique needs. Children learn through play, so it's important to incorporate literacy into more than just reading aloud. There are many activities and games that encourage hands-on literacy skills, like letter recognition, sequencing, alphabet stamps, memory matching games, and interactive storytelling. For a classroom of 20 children, you can estimate that materials that support literacy will cost between $700 to $1,100. Children learn they have the power to create very early on. Building their own worlds in block play centers empowers young children to explore their imaginations as they hone their fine motor skills. For a class of 20 children, you will want at least 14 different sets of block play materials that you can rotate in and out of your center to keep play fresh and engaging. Because there is such a wide variety of block sets made of vastly different materials, the price fluctuates greatly, but you can expect a fully stocked block center to run between $900 to $2,500. Dramatic play is a rich learning opportunity for children's social, emotional, cognitive, and physical development. The most expensive aspect of dramatic play is the furniture, but the amount of furniture you purchase is up to you. For a complete furniture set that includes a dramatic play refrigerator, stove, sink, microwave, wooden doll, high chair, armoire, and multiple mirrors, you would need to plan for $1,600 to $2,100. For miscellaneous dramatic play materials, like costumes, props, and pretend food, the ballpark figure runs from $250 to $550. Altogether, a preschool dramatic play center could cost between $2,300 and $3,300, depending on your inclusions. Art is integral to social emotional development, creative thinking, and collaboration. And you want your classroom to be equipped to nurture young artists. Inspiring art centers can host a variety of items, such as easels, pottery wheels, paper, scissors, paint, dough, and more. Remember, if it is a consumable item like paint or paper, you will need to plan to restock it regularly. To give your classroom of 20 children plenty of opportunities to create daily masterpieces, you will need to budget $600 to $1,200. Invest in scientific discoveries and mathematical exploration with a fully stocked STEM center. Important equipment includes magnifying glasses and tweezers. Having a sand and water table opens up many exploration opportunities, and using different materials in the sand or water means limitless activity variables. Materials that enhance your STEM center are things like nature-based loose parts, child-safe specimens, and rich sensory items. You want to invest in different mathematical activities and games, like number tracing boards, number puzzles, and counting and measuring tools. Altogether, for a class of 20 children, a fully equipped STEM center can cost between $1,000 and $2,200. An early introduction to music helps children develop pattern recognition, fine motor skills, and self-expression. Buying for your music center is easy as there are many prepackaged sets of age-appropriate musical instruments available. Incorporating scarves and ribbons into music encourages healthy physical activity. The final thing that is needed is a way to play music, which can be a CD player with CDs or a Bluetooth speaker that connects to a computer or mobile device with preloaded playlists. You can expect a music center for a class of 20 children to be between $300 and $400. Finally, you want to stay stocked up on manipulatives that encourage fine motor development, critical thinking, and problem solving. You will want at least 7 different sets of manipulatives that you can rotate in and out of your fine motor manipulative center. Think sets like magnetic tiles, wooden mosaics, nuts and bolts, waffle blocks, and lacing kits. Altogether, for a class of 20 children, you can estimate your fine motor and manipulative center will cost between $300 and $500. So, how much does a fully furnished preschool classroom that serves 20 children cost? If you add up all the furniture, essential supplies, and various learning center materials, you will get a ballpark figure of between $17,200 and $28,700 for a classroom that exceeds expectations and gives the children in your care the quality education they deserve. While this video gives you the knowledge to actively plan for the build of your preschool classroom, Kaplan's extensive bank of pre-filled classroom lists gives you the perfect shopping checklist for furnishing classrooms of many different sizes, needs, and ages. If you need a more personalized and exact quote, contact your local Kaplan representative at kaplanco.com/Kaplan representatives. They will help you make selections based on state licensing regulations and best practices so your classroom can thrive.